I had 8% battery left, weather moving in fast, and 3 minutes to make a decision that could either save my $2,000 drone or lose it forever. In moments like that, when everything's on the line, your ability to make the right decision is what separates a close call from disaster. And most drone pilots are making critical mistakes without even realizing it. What I'm about to show you has saved my drone more times than I can count, and it can do the same for you. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're talking about something that doesn't get nearly enough attention in the drone community: decision making. I know it sounds boring compared to top cinematic shots or the best drone this year, but here's the truth. Your ability to make smart decisions under pressure is the most important skill you can develop as a pilot. Here's what we're covering today. First, what decision-making actually looks like for drone pilots. Then, the two types of decisions you'll face and why treating them the same is dangerous. After that, I'll share my complete D.R.O.N.E decision-making framework that you can use on every flight. And finally, the training method top pilots use to get better at this. If you want to become a smarter and safer pilot, make sure you're subscribed, because we release videos like this every week to help you level up. So what exactly is decision-making for drone pilots? It's not just deciding whether to fly today or not. That's too simple. Real decision-making happens when you're already in the air and something changes. It's when you're mid-flight and the wind suddenly picks up, when you notice your battery draining faster than expected, when people start walking into your flight area, when you see dark clouds rolling in, when you get a low signal warning, or when your gimbal starts acting weird. Each of these moments requires a decision, and what makes it difficult is that you're making decisions with incomplete information, under time pressure, while trying to stay legal, protect your drone, and keep people safe. Good decision-making means recognizing when a decision needs to be made, gathering the right information quickly, understanding your options, choosing the best course of action, acting on it confidently, and evaluating whether it worked. But here's the problem. Most pilots just wing it. They react emotionally instead of thinking strategically, and that's when things go wrong. Let me explain why this matters more than you might think. I want to tell you about a decision I got wrong, and it almost cost me big. I was shooting real estate footage for a client. Beautiful waterfront property, perfect golden hour lighting. Everything was going great. About 6 minutes into the flight, I noticed my battery was at 35%. I knew I should head back, but I told myself I just needed one more shot, one more angle. The client would love it. So I kept flying. I pushed farther out over the water to get that wide establishing shot. The battery hit 25%, then 20. Then I got the critical battery warning. That's when I realized I was too far from my takeoff point. The drone initiated return to home, but strong headwinds were fighting it the entire way. I watched the battery drop. 15%, 10%, 8%. The drone was still 200 feet from shore. It landed in the water at 2% battery. I had to wade in and grab it before it sank. I got it in time, but the SD card was corrupted. All the footage was gone. That wasn't a mistake. It was a decision. I chose to prioritize one more shot over safety. I let client pressure and perfect lighting cloud my judgment. That decision cost me time, stress, and nearly $2,000. And it was completely avoidable. If you've ever made a decision while flying that you immediately regretted, drop it in the comments. We can all learn from each other's experiences. Now here's something most drone pilots don't realize. There are two completely different types of decisions you'll face, and you need to handle them differently. The first type is time-critical decisions. These are split-second situations where you have to act immediately. A helicopter approaches, and you have seconds to descend. You get a critical battery warning over water. People walk directly under your drone. You start losing signal rapidly. A bird begins attacking your drone. For these decisions, you don't have time to analyze or debate. You need to act immediately based on training and preparation. That's why we practice emergency procedures. That's why we visualize scenarios before flights. Because when you only have a few seconds, you're not thinking. You're reacting based on what you've already trained yourself to do. The second type is deliberate decisions. These are situations where you actually have time to think. Deciding whether weather conditions are acceptable, choosing which battery to use, planning a backup option if you can't get the shot, deciding whether to continue a flight or end it early, determining whether airspace authorization is required. For deliberate decisions, you should slow down, gather information, consider options. The biggest mistake pilots make is treating deliberate decisions like time-critical ones and rushing them, or treating time-critical decisions like deliberate ones and hesitating. You need to recognize which type of decision you're facing and respond accordingly. Now let me share the framework I use for every deliberate decision I make while flying. I call it the D.R.O.N.E method. D stands for define the situation. Clearly state what's happening right now. Say it out loud if you're alone, or to your spotter if you have one. For example, I'm at 40% battery, 800 feet from home point. Wind has increased, and I haven't gotten the key shot yet. This forces you to deal with reality instead of what you wish was happening. R stands for review your options. List every possible option, not just the obvious ones. Return to home immediately. Get the shot quickly, then return. Land at a closer safe spot and retrieve the drone. Switch to sport mode for a faster return if needed. Don't judge the options yet, just identify them. More options lead to better decisions. O stands for obstacles and outcomes. For each option, ask what the risks and results could be. Returning immediately guarantees safety, but sacrifices the shot. Getting the shot first might succeed, but risks losing the drone. Be honest about risk versus reward. N stands for navigate to the best choice. Based on safety, legality, and mission success, choose the best option. And here's the key rule. When in doubt, the safe option is always the right option. No shot is worth a crashed drone or worse. E stands for execute and evaluate. Make the decision confidently and act on it. Don't second-guess yourself mid-execution. After the flight, evaluate whether it was the right call and what you'd do differently next time. Define, review, obstacles, navigate, execute, and evaluate. That's the D.R.O.N.E framework. If this is helping you so far, hit the like button. It helps this reach more pilots who need to hear it. Now let's talk about how to train your decision-making skills. First, pre-flight visualization. Before every flight, spend a few minutes visualizing problems and your responses. What if the battery drains faster than expected? Set a hard return point. What if wind increases? Land immediately. What if people enter your area? Move to your backup location. By pre-deciding responses, you remove hesitation during real flights. Second, post-flight debriefs. After every flight, take 5 minutes to review your decisions. What decisions did you make? Were they good or bad? What were you thinking at the time? What would you do differently? I keep simple notes on my phone. This alone has made me dramatically better because I learn from every flight, not just close calls. Third, scenario training with other pilots. Run scenarios together. You're at 25% battery, 1,000 feet out, and you just lost GPS. What do? Talk through the D.R.O.N.E process, debate options, learn from each other. This is exactly how professional pilots train. Now let me warn you about the most common decision-making traps. First, get home-itis. You're tired, it's late, and you rush decisions or ignore warning signs. When you're in a hurry, slow down. Second, client pressure. Just one more shot, just a little higher. The lighting is perfect. Your job is to deliver great footage safely and legally. If conditions aren't right, educate the client. Third, sunk cost fallacy. You drove hours, paid for permits, or invested time. That doesn't mean you should fly unsafely. Sometimes the right decision is to pack up and come back later. Fourth, ego and overconfidence. Thinking you can push limits because you've done it before. Ego crashes drones. Fifth, normalcy bias. Assuming things will be fine because they always have been. Every flight carries unique risks. If you catch yourself falling into any of these traps, stop and reset. Use the D.R.O.N.E framework. Now here's the one rule that trumps everything. If there's any doubt, there's no doubt. If you're unsure whether it's safe to fly, don't fly. If you're questioning your battery, land now. If something doesn't feel right, trust it. Your instincts often process information faster than conscious thought. And remember, no photo or video is worth crashing your drone, breaking the law, putting people at risk, or dealing with the stress of a close call. You can always come back another day, You can't undo a bad decision. Let's wrap this up. Decision-making is a skill. It's developed through preparation, practice, and learning from every flight. Use the D.R.O.N.E framework. Visualize scenarios before flying. Debrief yourself after. Learn from other pilots, and always choose safety when in doubt. Here's my challenge to you. On your next flight, consciously apply the D.R.O.N.E framework to at least one decision. Then come back and tell me how it went. If this video changed the way you think about flying, give it a thumbs up and share it with another pilot. This information can literally save drones and prevent accidents. Subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on notifications. More content is coming to help you become a smarter, safer, more professional pilot. Good decisions come from experience, and experience comes from bad decisions. Learn from both. Fly smart, fly safe. I'll see you in the next one.